Thanks for joining us on Final Drive TV. This is round 2 of the United States Touring Car Championship. My name is Becky Arsham, and joining me today is Ron Valtierra.
Hello, hello. Becky, this is going to be an interesting race. We're here at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, and we're running here in conjunction with Bimmerfest.
Yeah, what a lot of beautiful cars we've seen. Not just our race cars, but everything that's brought out to be part of Bimmerfest.
Yeah.
So, beautiful day yesterday. Not so much today for our race.
The weather's going to be definitely a challenge. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, and we don't know when it's coming, but it ain't going to stop once it does.
So, Fontana, we've got a banked oval. 14 degrees in the most at the steep point. Our cars then dip down into the infield for the road course section.
Definitely challenging
and
challenging track, challenging weather conditions, but also a challenge in the grid.
On top of that,
we had some race winners last week who broke cars. We have cars shuffling around, and then we have people qualifying, and it's going to be real tight today.
It's going to be interesting. We've got race tires mounted for some of the teams, and they're watching the weather report. New cars, drivers in unfamiliar cars, a wet oval, banked. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah, exciting. Stay tuned.
Welcome to round 2 of the United States Touring Car Championship. We're at Auto Club Speedway, and with me is Ron Valtierra.
Hello, hello.
So we are looking at some pretty dark clouds in the sky. It's looking pretty bad, and some of the back markers are starting on wet weather tires, although most of the front guys are on slicks.
It's a tough call to make. The clouds are coming. Everybody's staring at their radars on their phone. It's a difficult
going to be a
decision.
tough call.
Yeah.
And we should mention that this segment is brought to you by ATP Electronics, bringing you 25 years of leadership in delivering top-class industrial memory and storage solutions. And the starting grid, the Soundstream starting grid, on pole position is Mike Holland in the Factory 5 GTM. Next to him is Rob Harper in the AP Racing BC Forged Chevrolet Corvette.
Next we have Doug Makishima. He's driving the MCS BMW M3. And outside of him we have Larry Bani in the Go-Go Gear Koenig Wheels BMW M3.
Next row, Gary Sheehan in the GoGear.com Koenig Wheels Hyundai Genesis Coupe. He's followed up with Anthony Lanza in the 15 car, the Lanza & Smith PLC Lotus Exige.
On the outside, now we have Reto Baumann, who's driving the TNI Mazda Speed 3. He's late to the car, and outside we have Art Nersisyan driving the Go-Go Gear Koenig Wheels Hyundai Genesis.
Next up, we have Edgar Lau in the Rose Construction Ravenel BMW 330i. Next to him, Pete Bovenberg in the Reto Wheels SuperTech Honda Civic SI.
And now we have Michael McCulligan driving the Ray Bestos Idemitsu Mazda RX-8. And on the outside of him, we have Dan Zargram. He's driving the Stevens Creek Dodge SRT4.
Next up, we have Andrew Gardner in the A. Gardner Racing Ford Mustang. And he's followed up by Reza Arsham in the GoGoGear.com Koenig Wheels Mazda MX5. So we're all lined up on the front straightaway here, and we're waiting for that green flag to go for our standing start.
And there it is. It's up in the air, and drivers have all got a good sight of it.
Let's keep our eyes on the front
Waving
row. It's going to be awesome. And Rob Harper rushed like a rocket with that 7 liters of V8. Wow, beating the Factory 5 to the punch right up front.
Yeah, it looks like he got a lot of wheel slip, and I'm talking about the number 8, Mike Holland. Looks like he got a lot of wheel spin coming off that.
Yeah, and look at Larry Bani. Man, my God, in that 34 BMW, the yellow 34 BMW, he also took off now he's first place in Super Touring. Meanwhile, behind him is a huge battle 4 wide between 4 cars back there. That's going to be some exciting
touring
race.
Cars are going to be definitely, yeah.
Now they approach this tight turn 1, and there's only room for 1 row of cars. What's going to happen? That's going to be exciting. Up front, Rob Harper we're on board with in the Chevrolet Corvette, that 28 car. Looks like he's already built a 1 second gap already after 2/3.
Yes, he's built up a little bit of a gap, but it's a long race, and anything can happen from here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the first lap is only the first lap, but these guys are jockeying for position, and we see Pete Bovenberg there. That's a great battle in the Sportsman class, leading the Sportsman category in that number 2 Civic, the blue Civic. He was followed up with Edgar Lau, our points leader, I believe, after this race. Speaking of Edgar Lau, wow, beautiful move under braking, bringing that BMW up
And he
front.
made it stick, which is really impressive. And
That's a very tough place to outbrake somebody because it's really easy to outbrake yourself.
Pete
but you're gonna
Bovenberg
slide
is
by
not going to
slide.
let it go. He definitely wants to get it
Oh
back.
man, that's the problem with braking over there. If you go deep, you lose your exit speed, and that's what happened. But Edgar Lau, under braking once again, makes
he
it
had
work.
he had a bad line coming into that. Edgar definitely had the advantage of going on the inside.
Wow, that was a beautiful move by Mr. Lau there in that number 9 BMW, but don't count out Bovenberg in that number 2 Civic. But here's the battle for Super Touring.
And we have Larry Bani coming up on the bank, and it looks like Doug Makishima is trying to reel him in.
Doug Makishima taking advantage of the draft, coming on board in that 23 BMW.
Slingshot
Oh,
it.
this is once you get in the draft, there's nothing the person in the front can do. Well, or you can block.
You can jig it, but you can't zag.
Well,
And,
that's
they are-
actually a beautiful move by Bani. He actually managed to fight off the draft. Will he be able to get him under braking here?
no.
Yes!
No.
Yeah, Doug got it! He did it!
Doug made it stick.
Wow, beautiful move under braking by Makishima, and behind them you see the battle in touring car between the 2 Hyundai Genesis Coupes of Nersisyan and Sheehan as we go back to the battle in Super Touring again between Makishima and Bani.
And that looks like it's going to be the one to watch at this point because Doug, when he gets out front, does not want to let it go. And Larry is probably really determined to make this one stick.
Yeah, that's once Doug gets clear air in front of him, it's usually goodbye after that. So, this was Larry's chance to shine. Oh, somebody locked up the brakes.
That definitely was Larry.
Yeah, see, he's pushing
driving
hard
number
now.
34. Yeah, the number 34 is he's got to hold it together.
Yeah, he's got to. He really
Save
wants
those
that first
tires.
place back. But look at that one mistake. Look how much it cost him in time. And yeah, he's gone now. Now he's in. He's getting caught by the 31 car of Sheehan back there, the Genesis Coupe.
And definitely, this early in the race, you do not want to be locking up those brakes and scraping up your tires. You got to preserve what you got.
Yeah, because once you start flat spotting your tires, then it just gets worse and worse, and then you'll have a miserable race, and it goes downhill from there quickly. So you definitely don't want to have things like that. We're on board with Sheehan at the moment, and looks like this battle's kind of settled in between. There's a little bit of a gap between all these guys, so that's kind of a little bit quiet back there. But the big battle actually right now is in the Sportsman class, which with cameraman. Come on, cameraman, Sportsman. There we are. Edgar Lau. Wow, look at the distance.
Edgar
Lau
is just running away. Yeah, absolutely. And Sportsman is always one to watch. It's such a competitive field. These cars are so well matched. And with Edgar's driving history, he's just a tough one to catch.
Yeah, look at how smooth he is behind the wheel. He's just driving in the going to the office, going to the grocery store. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's tons of experience.
You're flat out going 120 miles an hour, and he's just acting like it's nothing. So,
And there we go. It looks like Larry's gained a little bit of time up on him.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and
but Sheehan's actually trying to close up on Larry, but they're in different classes, so it doesn't really matter. But the battle in touring is between these 2 Genesis Coupes of Sheehan and Nersisyan, the Koenig Wheels Hyundai Genesis Coupes, and we see.
Good-looking car.
Well, yeah, definitely Larry's getting caught. Looks like by Sheehan. Sheehan's trying to charge forward, but we'll see what happens when they reach the oval. That's when Bani should have a little bit more horsepower. Wow! There we go. There we go. That was Sheehan going by Bani. So not a battle for position for class, but I guess overall still matters. So
Is Larry having a problem? Is that what allowed him to make that pass?
or maybe.
Did have a problem. He's
Well, we'll have to check that out and come back in a few seconds after these commercial messages. Back on board with Gary Sheehan as he's catching up to some slower traffic, passing him. But we see our leaders, Rob Harper in that number 28 Chevrolet Corvette.
And this is definitely a battle. You can, they are slugging it out.
They are, and these are the 2 points leaders in GT. And wow, great job by Rob Harper to be up front and keep that lead on a very difficult track and in possibly difficult conditions as well.
Oh, absolutely. And that number 8 is no slouch. It's
Mike Holland knows what he's doing, but so does Rob Harper, and this battle will probably go on. Can't wait what happens on the last lap when these two guys go side by side, probably. We can see that coming, right?
Absolutely. They're definitely... Oh, and there's Larry in the number 34 BMW leaving the pit.
Yeah, apparently there was some tire issue, but they fixed it, and he's back on board. But as you can tell, he's just about a lap down at the moment.
Yeah, he's got to pedal really fast in order to catch up to Doug Makishima.
Really fast. But yeah, we're back on board with Edgar Lau, who's leading. Edgar's car seems to have an issue. We hear some noises from the car. It looks like his splitter is dragging on the ground. Hopefully that won't cause an issue. Yeah, you can kind of see it in that shot. The splitter is kind of broken. The super high speeds over here will test your aerodynamics.
Absolutely. Those banks like to pull things off.
Yeah, but look at this battle. Here's a battle. Andrew Gardner versus Michael McCulligan. Wow, McCulligan trying to get the draft, and here we are, the two teammates.
Dan and Pete, and that is one that's an interesting one to watch.
Yes, for sure. So these guys are going at it. Edgar cruising. Hopefully that splitter won't cause a problem, because if that thing lets go, he can go sailing.
And they are door to door coming into that corner.
No. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That was something else. But here we go. Here's another passing zone coming up ahead. Is it going to happen there? As we see Edgar, is McCulligan going to be able to get into the draft? We're looking, there he is. No, a little too far back.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get a little closer.
It's so critical on that last corner to get that last corner right. So if you screw that up and you're in the front, you're dead meat, basically.
Absolutely, and if he could have been able to stick with him just a few more feet, he might have been able to carry it over.
Definitely. We're on board with Reto Baumann. Driving the Mazda this time. He had problems with the Volkswagen and was not able to qualify, so he chose the backup car for the race.
Larry looks like he hit a little bit of dust. I don't know if he went off track, but he's definitely pushing it. Speaking of pushing it,
these two guys
duking it out,
going at it. Nobody wants to be second place in identical cars.
No, you beat your teammate in the same equipment.
Yes, well, they always say your teammate's your toughest competition, so
absolutely.
That's what it takes. But here we are with Sheehan once again. He's keeping a good gap between himself and Makishima. But
it's definitely impressive. He's able to hold that distance. It's a different class car. The Super Touring is...
but I wonder if Makishima is just in easy mode right now. He's probably, got his engine turned down just to save fuel. And
yeah, he definitely has a lap advantage on Larry Bani in the 34.
Yeah, definitely. And right now Reto is in second place in that Mazda in Super Touring. So he does have to worry about that Mazda coming on board. But right now he's turning in pretty quick lap time, so I don't think he has to worry about it at the moment. We'll keep our eyes on it as we're on board once again with Sheehan as he crosses the finish line for one more lap.
Up the bank and a very high-speed straight.
Yes, but right at this point you're doing about 140 mile an hour in a touring car, so don't sneeze because you could end up in the wall.
And definitely make sure your bits are secure and carry it through.
As we see the battle, wow, look at that. Andrew Gardner has built a little gap between himself and McCulligan in that 36 Mazda RX-8.
That's a beautiful car.
And that battle is going to go on, I think, for the race length. So McCulligan currently is, I think he's in fourth place at the moment. So he needs to go one more position to be able to finish on the podium. And this is his home track. So he needs to be able to do really, really well at this track.
Is Edgar Lau coming up on lap traffic?
Yes, he's coming on lap traffic, looks like, and he's got to not lose too much time because the other Sportsman guys are a couple of seconds away, but they are right on his tail. And if he makes a mistake, they're going to pounce.
Absolutely, and that's the difficulty of having lap traffic is you got to be able to navigate through them and not give anything up.
Fortunately, at this track, there are not too many tight turns, so most of the turns are more wide open, so it's a bit easier passing lap cars. as we see, here's the section where you start entering the super high-speed oval.
Dan Zargrim got around Pete Bovenberg
yes,
in
he
the
did.
in the SRT4. He's learning his racecraft, and he's learning it really fast.
Yeah, so we talked with Dan earlier today, and he's never driven this track before. So this is his first time on any kind of high-speed oval. So he was saying that this section here, this high-speed section, really takes some time getting used to.
Absolutely, and beating your boss is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, beating your boss is okay, but not hitting your boss is not okay. So whatever you do, don't hit it. As we're on board here with, this is Doug Makishima's 23 BMW M3, first place in Super Touring at the moment.
And another good shot of Larry coming around. That car looks together now, so hopefully he can put down some fast laps and make up some time.
Oh, Makishima's already passing Reza Arsham, who's currently in 5th place in Sportsman class in the 30 Mazda, the blue 30 Mazda. We have 2 blue Mazdas, one in touring car today in Super Touring, and another in Sportsman.
From this angle, I can't tell if Mike Holland and then if he's actually gaining any time.
Yeah, it's hard to say, right? It looks like the gap is just staying consistent.
Absolutely. It's going to definitely shake up to be something.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just too close. I can't imagine he's going to... He's not going to push it.
And look at this. We see, as we're looking at Larry Bani's 34 BMW.
And there it is. There's a battle. Oh,
boy, look at that.
Michael
Gardner went a little too deep over there, lost a little speed, and here comes McCullough gaining a little speed. He's got to run on him, and he's trying to go under braking.
Can he take advantage of it?
Gardner takes the inside, and
no.
Okay, there's another corner coming up here. Will he be able to get him on this corner?
Oh, the RX-8 spins! Oh, no.
I think he was more excited than we were, and the Dodge goes by. Oh, no, he lost 2 positions at that point.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that Dodge went by, and Pete Bovenberg went by. Oh,
Did he lose 2 or 3 positions from that spin?
He was going to get Andrew Gardner, and he ended up losing 2 more positions on top of it.
And here goes Rob going right past.
Yeah, Harper in the 28 Corvette, still in first place, going by with the Factory 5, number 8 car, still on the charge, going after him. But wow, McCullough now needs to put his head down and accelerate forward because the Mustang is way gone.
Andrew Gardner definitely took advantage of that, and he's definitely checking out.
Yeah, definitely is the right word, because it's going to be a hard fight battle from here on.
Absolutely. And that's the thing with this track. It's high speed, and like you said, there's not a lot of fast corners, so they can definitely push it.
Okay, well, let's take a commercial break, and we'll see you on the other side. Back in the fight with, we're watching Andrew Gardner at that Ford Mustang getting lapped by the GT runners, front runners.
Rob Harper in the 28 pulling away.
Mike Holland getting by, but Gardner currently in 2nd place in Sportsman, but this battle is closing up, and
Whoa!
Look at that, Mike Holland!
What happened?
Goes by. Well, it looks like the Corvette went a
little wide.
Yes,
absolutely.
he did. And that's all it took. And look at that. Wow. This is amazing, right? You know, you work so hard, you do everything perfectly, and one little mistake, and they go by you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow. Well, no, he goes wide again there. What's now? Oh, something's wrong, because now the Sportsman guys are passing him. Looks like he's got some kind of mechanical issue.
Broke something. That explains a lot.
Wow, yeah, he's definitely slowed down when you see the Sportsman guys are passing.
It's heartbreaking.
Oh, no.
He was leading for so long.
Yes. Wonder if he's going to pit now. No, looks like he's staying on the track. No, he's staying on the track, so...
Well, he probably wants to see if he can salvage anything. If he can just stay on track, cross the line, he might be able to salvage some points and come back in the next one. And in the meantime, Mike Holland is just pulling away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Holland's taking full advantage of the situation, as we see back on board with Edgar Lau, still leading.
And still smooth as ever.
Yes, look at those minimal hand movements. That's what you need.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That was a fast pass.
Yeah, there you can tell the difference between the GT car and a Sportsman car.
The closing rate.
There's a lot of horsepower difference between these guys.
Absolutely, and it looks like his splitter's still hanging.
Oh,
and what is this?
This is Dan
And
Zarham charging
how did
forward.
he catch that?
Dan Zarham in the Dodge catching up to Andrew Gardner in the Ford Mustang. We have a Dodge versus Ford battle in Sportsman for second
How did
place.
we miss that? Andrew had...
Wow. And somebody was broken down. Looks like Bovenberg had mechanical issues. We saw McCulligan blow by Bovenberg. So, wow, all of a sudden things are getting...
Can the Dodge SRT stay on him and maybe take advantage of the front straight?
Now Dodge is getting aggressive, turning on the inside.
Turbocharged.
Oh, wow, look at that.
He did it.
Look at that beautiful move. Wow.
What
Awesome
a nice
drive
pass.
by Dam. That's nice. But the Mustang now
He's
trying to
not
take
gonna
the
let
draft.
it go, and this is where he has to hold it.
Get closer and get the draft. Yes,
And there it
Oh,
is.
Bovenberg, yes.
Honda Civic.
Yeah, there goes
heartbreak.
Oh man, he went from he was going so well, but now he's gonna just park it, and we'll go to a commercial break.
And we're back, and it looks like is Doug catching up to...
Doug is lapping Larry.
He is lapping Larry. Larry...
Yes, unfortunately, Doug in the 23 BMW has caught up because of Larry's pit stop. And once again, another lockup from the 34 car.
Oh, well, he definitely has to prevent that lap going down even further.
Yeah, well, whatever mechanical problems he had, it definitely has slowed him down. But Makishima is looking strong in Super Touring in that 23 BMW.
And it looks like Larry Bani in the 34 does not want to let that position go.
Of course, it must be really difficult, but I think
have to let
you
him
just
go.
have to let him go because
You
you can't just do anything else.
But he'll definitely make it exciting. That's what racing's all about.
You just wait till the next race.
And Dan is pulling away from Andrew Gardner.
Just a little bit, but looks like Gardner's catching up in some of the tighter sections. So this is quite interesting here. But the Dodge has woken up officially.
Well,
here we go.
Spoke too soon, and what happened?
No. What is that dragging on the car? There was something dragging, it looks like, on the car.
Was something with the exhaust, or?
Something just broke on the car. Oh, no.
Dan was having such a good race. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man, and here it comes. Oh, geez, be careful. That was Reza Arsham coming up right on him as we see the last lap. Wow. So we have a few cars. We're
going to have few cars crossing the line.
That we had the Dodge brake and we had the Honda brake, and so, wow, look at the Mazda gets sideways over the...
He did get sideways.
Wow, pretty squirrely.
Save it for the race, man.
And we see some rain on the windshield.
Raindrops.
Wow, just in time for the checkered flag.
So those who came out with the slicks actually made the right call.
Yeah, definitely, I guess so, yeah, because otherwise the rain looks like it's going to begin right as we see the checkered flag here. So that's going to be something else as we see Gary Sheehan leading the touring car class. And Edgar Lau looks like he's poised to collect the win in the BMW.
Absolutely.
And his teammate, Doug Makishima, is right on his butt.
And are they going to go for a photo finish here?
I think that's what they're eyeing for, to do a photo finish here. I bet you that's what the conversation on the radio is happening right now. What a great opportunity.
Edgar,
just don't hit him.
Yes, right. Slow down, but not that much, man.
Yes. Look at this. These guys in the ARG Motorsport team looking very good and looking very racy.
Very strong.
Yeah,
what a performance this weekend.
Definitely. Great job by both of them. If they just hold it off for a couple more turns, they'll have a first place in Super Touring and first place in Sportsman.
And it's going to happen. It's a last lap, and they both built up solid leads.
Have then worked their butt off the whole race long, but
absolutely.
Now the question is, will Doug want to pass his teammate, or will he stay behind?
Let him have it.
Okay. Well, as we see, here's our overall leader, Mike
crossing
Holland
the finish line and
wins
he
in the GT class.
takes the win.
Doug Makishima takes the win in Super Touring. And Rob Harper gets second place in GT, but we have Gary Sheehan winning in the touring car class, and of course Edgar Lau winning in the Sportsman class. Be sure to follow us on our Facebook page and on Instagram, and as well as check us out on our website at USTCC.com.